Hey, sports fans, back with another one, and this time we're taking a look at the top 10 things you didn't know about Kyler Murray. The Arizona Cardinals Rookie of the Year and Oklahoma Sooners Heisman winner has achieved a lot in his short career, but just don't call the QB short, as he's proven that height can't stop him from performing at the highest levels. Before we jump into this list and explore all things Kyler, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. All done? Perfect. On to our list. Number 10. Athletes are notorious for being superstitious, and it turns out Kyler Murray is no different. Kyler has a few, but his two biggest are putting his sock on his left foot first and then putting his right shoe on first. Another superstition of Kyler's deals with him listening to the same song before he walks out onto the field. His song for his Heisman season was Tuscan Leather by Drake, and he said that it was working out so well for him during his final year of college that he planned on using it for his rookie season with the Cardinals. There's no telling if Kyler stuck with his song of choice, but after winning Rookie of the Year, whatever pregame superstition he was using definitely worked. Number 9. Kyler is the first Asian American to be drafted in the NFL as the first overall pick. Kyler's mother is of South Korean descent, and his grandmother is a South Korean national. Many people don't know this about Kyler, but it's not something the young QB has ever tried to hide. When Kyler wore a kimono-inspired jacket before a game against Navy, Kyler's mother, Missy Murray, said her son is all about representing Asian culture, and Kyler is often asked, what is he? Kyler is proud of his roots and understands the significance of being Asian American and being selected number 1 overall, and said it's something that motivates him. While his Korean roots may be a surprise to some, it's something Kyler has embraced since his youth. Number 8. Like father, like son. Both Kyler and his father were two-sport athletes. We know that Kyler had a tough decision when it came to his post-college career, as Kyler was already drafted by the Oakland Athletics, and many regarded him as one of the top picks in the 2019 draft. The Heisman winner ended up choosing football, and the rest, they say, is history. But what many didn't know about Kyler's family history is that his father was also a two-sport athlete and also faced with the same decision as his son. Kyler's dad, Kevin, was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 11th round of the 1982 draft and played for their rookie league team before heading to Texas A&M to play football. As an Aggie, Kevin Murray may not have been as good of a college quarterback as Kyler, but he was no slouch, and he had a very good career. When it came time to enter the NFL, injuries scared some teams and scouts away from the elder Murray, and he went undrafted, but signed as a free agent with the Niners. Number 7. Kyler didn't exactly win coaches over in his pre-draft interviews. When it comes to play on the field, there's not much you can say about Kyler Murray and his ability as a quarterback. However, during his pre-draft interviews with several coaches and NFL personnel, Kyler Murray didn't exactly leave many impressed. As a matter of fact, they soured on Kyler after his interviews, and he was said to have tanked many of them. It's hard to say how much truth there is to this, as there are plenty of rumors floated around about players before the draft to affect their draft stock. But several anonymous executives allegedly did feel this way about Kyler. As it would turn out, Kyler's former coach, Cliff Kingsbury, would have the first pick in the draft, and one of the worst-kept secrets was his affection for the quarterback, who he ended up taking first overall. Who knows? Maybe Kyler phoned in his pre-draft interviews because he knew there was no way he was sliding past Arizona. Number 6. Kyler Murray is considered one of the best high school quarterbacks of all time. Kyler was the type of legend in high school you see in the movies. Unstoppable, electrifying, and as confident as they come. Without getting into all of Kyler's eye-popping statistics, let's focus on the most important one. 43-0. Kyler's record in Allen, Texas. Kyler Murray moved to Allen, Texas so that he'd be able to have a better shot of playing college football. Allen is a school that takes their football very seriously. Think Friday Night Lights. Kyler's first game was in a $60 million stadium against the defending state champions, and all Kyler did was go 17 of 19 passing en route to beating the former champs 56-0. From that night on, the legend of Kyler Murray was born. Number 5, Kyler is the only quarterback under 6'1" to ever be rated as a 5-star recruit. Murray began his high school career at only 5'5" and was known for being a small kid with a massive arm who was nearly impossible to tackle. Kyler had many doubters who said he could never be a top quarterback because of his height, and this created a massive chip on his shoulder. Kyler grew to 5'10" and drew many comparisons to Russell Wilson after proving he was a dual threat and able to stand behind the offensive line and throw darts to his receiver while also being able to roll out of the pocket and be just as deadly. Kyler may have been under 6 feet tall, but he was a bigger star than any of his taller, more prototypical brethren at quarterback from other schools across the nation. Number 4, Kyler was the first player to be drafted in the top 10 in 2 major sports. We told you that Kyler was drafted by the A's and had to make a tough decision when it came to his football and baseball career after college. But what we didn't tell you is that Kyler was picked 9th in the MLB draft, and many thought he would make a phenomenal baseball player. Kyler played shortstop in college and actually transferred to Oklahoma so he could play both sports. He was so good in baseball that many questioned his love for football when it came to NFL coaches and scouts and thought there was a real possibility he'd give up football for the MLB. At the time, it wasn't so far-fetched. As we said, Kyler allegedly bombed his pre-draft interviews with NFL coaches and was already considered too short to play quarterback. After being selected first overall by the Cardinals and winning Rookie of the Year, Kyler has put all those rumors to rest. Number 3, Kyler Murray is the first player to be invited to the Under Armour baseball game and football game. By now, we know about Kyler Murray, the 2-sport star, but it's worth noting his 2-sport ability and his accolades to know just how good he was. It's one thing to play 2 sports. It's another to be considered one of the best at both. This ability was transferable to the collegiate level, as Kyler was also phenomenal in college in both sports. But it will always leave people to wonder, had Kyler not played college football and focused all on baseball, how good could he have been? Number 2, Kyler Murray was a chess champion. As a quarterback, you're playing chess with the defense and the defensive coordinator of the opposing team as you figure out ways to move the ball down the field and outsmart the defense to find the end zone. As it turns out, Kyler has been outsmarting opponents since he was in elementary school and flexed his ability as a strategist as his school's 2-time chess champion, winning back-to-back in the 4th and 5th grade. Kyler honed his chess playing ability after a teacher pulled him aside and told him that he should try and find something other than sports to take his interest in. Kyler found chess, and it didn't take long for him to become the best in his school. He's attributed his ability to decipher defenses and digest information at rapid speed to his chess playing background and says chess plays a role in his pre-snap reads of defenses. In case you were wondering if Kyler is still good at chess, the second-year quarterback plays fellow chess aficionado and teammate Larry Fitzgerald on occasion and routinely gets the best of him. And number 1, Kyler Murray won Rookie of the Year by a landslide, but there were many that thought they got it wrong. Kyler Murray's rookie year was impressive by all means, but if you were one of the people who was surprised when you saw his name called over rookie sensations A.J. Brown or Josh Jacobs, you weren't alone. As a matter of fact, Pro Football Focus did their own Rookie of the Year, and they selected A.J. Brown, who led his team, the Tennessee Titans, in receiving as one of the best wide receivers in the entire league during the final stretch of the season. Raiders rookie Josh Jacobs was one of the most elusive running backs in the league and forced the most missed tackles in the entire league, but may have lost his chance at the award by missing the final 3 games. And then there's Kyler Murray. He led his team to 5 wins and statistically speaking didn't even have a better season passing than the Jaguars' 6th-round quarterback Gardner Minshew. His 5 wins were also 1 less than Minshew's. Murray did manage over 500 yards on the ground and did have the advantage of starting from day 1 and being the first selection, which may have factored into the voters' choices. Whatever the case may be, Kyler won the award and is vastly improved in his 2nd year. Perhaps he heard the naysayers. And there you have it. 10 things about Kyler Murray you didn't know. Kyler has excelled throughout his short career, but just don't call him short, as the quarterback has shown that height doesn't stop him. Hopefully you learned something about Kyler Murray you didn't know, but let us know down in the comments if there was anything on this list you already knew or something that you learned about the Arizona Cardinals quarterback. And of course, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can keep you up to date on all things football. All right, until next time, sports fans, see ya.